If you have been in the fitness community in the last month, you probably have heard of Sam Sulek. With his millions of followers across different platforms, Sam became more than just a fitness influencer. He became a phenomenon. One of the biggest ingredients of his success is his difference with other popular faces in the niche. And while a new spark in the community is great, it usually comes along with its bad side. But what makes him so different? Our story begins in 2002 in Ohio. Sam had a pretty common childhood and wasn't first into lifting but rather diving, which he started at the age of 8. And even then he already portrayed really great genetics when it comes to bodybuilding. After school he apparently started an engineering degree in mechanics, and he was also working as a road painter. At the age of 19 years old, he switched his focus to weightlifting, which he fell in love with and made an incredible transformation in only 2 years. He is now sitting at 240 pounds at the height of 5'11", which is absolutely astonishing in such a short amount of time. He became famous by posting videos of his training, talking to the camera with no editing and pretty long videos. And you would think that such content wouldn't work on YouTube, but quite the opposite happened. He mainly started blowing up on TikTok, which transferred to YouTube pretty quickly. He was making millions of views per video, creating a strong fan base in the process. His audience is mostly made of young teenagers, which explains his influence over his fans. As I said, his videos don't contain any editing, news or information, so his content only revolves about something else, which is his personality. He portrays a very relaxed and laid down personality, which contrasts a lot with other big faces in the fitness industry. This difference in energy would create a breath of fresh air to the audience, which explains his sudden explosion on social media. Due to the nature of his content, the viewer really feels like Sam is talking to them, creating an emotional connection with his persona, which explains the returning viewers after he blew up. That is also, in my opinion, why I think Sam Sulek has a lot of parasocial interaction, which is the term describing the fact that viewers thinking they are friend or close to the person they're watching regularly. Having your content specifically about your personality comes with good and bad side. As I said, on the bright side, your fan base will watch your content regardless of its nature, which gives a lot of freedom to the content creator. But the trade back is that people will love or hate you for what you are, and it's much more difficult to manage your influence and take the critics when it's only about you and not what you are posting. His body transformation is absolutely incredible, but even if it doesn't take away the effort he put in to achieve such results, it is undeniable that his transformation wasn't achieved naturally. He doesn't really talk about the subject, probably because he doesn't want to badly influence his young audience, but even so, the fact is that he still promotes steroids to a certain extent. You just need to look at his comment section.
The comments on his TikTok aren't much better either, which pretty much every single comment talking about trend in different cycles.
On Reddit, and even in real life, some people heavily consider taking steroids even being really young.
Sponsor, Sam Sulek. Why? I like the physique, I like the shoulders. Would you ever take steroids? Probably. I want to get big.
Oh, you would?
I want to get big, yeah.
Do you want to look like Sam and that's why?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
Would you take steroids, or do you have any plans of going to the dark side?
MK677 and Rad 140, they're maybe on the agenda.
On that same video, Jesse has the chance to interview Sam Sulek, and he asks what his life motto is.
I'm curious, what is your motto for your fans? Like something that you could leave with them?
Would you mind taking a guess on what that could be? It's only 2 words.
It's either do your cardio.
That's more than 2. It's get big.
Get big.
If you could consolidate everything down to 2 words, it's just get big. I mean, let's be real.
Is that your life motto?
I'd probably agree with that.
This message can easily be interpreted to his young audience by I need to get big no matter the cost, even if it means taking steroids. The fact is that he doesn't want to feel good or be healthy, but rather look good, which is a philosophy that he preached to his audience. You can even compare it to anorexia in young girls who adapt terrible bad habits in the objective of losing weight. The problem is that Sam can't really say something else to his audience, because he is himself on the objective to get big as possible without considering his health. I think this is heavily related to self-confidence and insecurities, but more on that later. Also, part of his audience tend to focus their life only about building muscle, and therefore neglecting other areas in life. But this is a problem that existed long before Sam Sulek. Sam Sulek also democratized the use of steroids. You see, most informed people about steroids in the fitness industry are telling people for years that it isn't worth it taking PD, except if you have a nearly perfect diet and training, you have a few years of lifting behind you, you are getting near your natural potential, and you have serious objective of competing in bodybuilding. But Sam Sulek is quite the opposite of that. So as a result, his large audience will get the idea that it is okay to take steroids sooner than they actually should, and for the wrong reasons. But why is his diet and training not optimal? Well, based on the video of Jeff Nippard on the subject, who is a fitness influencer who knows way more than I do about optimal training, muscle hypertrophy and strength, his training could be improved on 3 things, which are his form, his training plan and split. I put a link to the video in the description if you want to watch it after and have the full details, but if not, I will resume it for you. His form could be better to optimize muscle growth. It doesn't need to be extremely strict, but improving it a bit could help him build more muscle. Secondly, he doesn't have a structured plan. He planned his session in his car before going to the gym, which makes it a lot harder to track your progress and use progressive overloads. And finally, he used the bro split, which doesn't have the best repetition for each muscle group. Also, in his way to get bigger, he adapted his diet to fit his macronutrients, but not in the way you would think. He claims that as long as the food fits his macro, it doesn't matter which food he eats, which seems right on the paper, but the reality is far different. You see, even if two foods have the same amount of calories and macronutrients, it doesn't mean that your body will react it the same way, and that for mainly two reasons. First, the volume. If you consume a low calorie to volume food, your stomach will be full in much less calories than if you eat the opposite like fast food, which means that for the same amount of calorie for a day, the healthier version of the diet will make you feel full, but the unhealthy version will probably make you hungry just because your stomach is half empty. Secondly, outside from the volume, the type of food you eat greatly influences your energy level throughout the day. It is no secret that most people feel bloated and tired after a fast food, which can be the case for healthier food. And his diet combined with steroids is probably one of the biggest reasons for his acne, which is something that is visible, but we can't know how bad he actually feels inside his body. Honestly, I don't really watch Sam's videos, but from what I've seen, he really seems like a genuine cool guy, which is why people like him, and I'm not criticizing him as a person at all. He made a lot of people start going to the gym, which is great and I'm all for it. The problem, like many, is that they have other consequences to his fame. But that's the thing, because he shows himself to the fullest, some of his audience see only the positive in everything he's doing, and I don't think Sam can do a lot about it. For example, if he wants to tell his audience that they shouldn't take steroids, except if they have a nearly perfect training and diet and they want to compete in bodybuilding, he should be in that case too, but he's not. You cannot tell people not to do something while you are doing the complete opposite. I also think he wants to get as big as possible because he is a bit insecure. When you think about it, he started going to the gym consistently not a long time ago, and maybe he will realize later that getting big isn't the only purpose you should have in life, and when and if he will get to that point, he might regret all the unhealthy choices he made along the way to achieve something that isn't as important to him anymore. Keep in mind that the guy is only 21 and it's impossible to him to have the fitness maturity than other older fitness influencers have, who have been in fitness for years now. But can you really blame a young guy that just shares what he likes?
What we do here is go back.
Loud.